Hey guys, it's Christine. Welcome back, or if it's your first time, thanks for joining. This is a process video of a 12 by 12 layout of a gym selfie of me. Um, my daughter does a lot of them all the time, and I was feeling kind of good this day, right? I was sitting in front of the weights, and I was like, "Yeah, look at those shoulders, woohoo!" This is again, I've been working my way through my hip kit club stuff that I've gotten recently. So this is a set of papers that came in one of those kits. I chose this star background paper. I was thinking, okay, this is kind of cool. There is a sketch and there's a little bit of mixed media on it. If I'm honest, it turns into a hot mess. Unfortunately, I didn't record it because I think my husband came home or something. I had turned the camera off and I was trying to do this multimedia, mixed media. And honestly, it just didn't turn out right. You'll see the kind of the result, but I was disappointed in how it turned out, but that's okay. Um, and I've got this star background and I knew it was a little busy, but I was thinking, okay, I've used busy backgrounds. I will kind of tone it down with again, I keep saying multimedia. I don't know. I don't know what I'm thinking. Mixed media. I was thinking I would tone it down a little bit. And of course, I've got um, that yellow, which it doesn't really read as a solid exactly, but it kind of does. So in my head, I was thinking I would tone it down. I did post the layout on a Facebook group, and I had a couple of people say, "Oh yeah, that's too busy." Yeah, it is what it is. Um, I have this sticker sheet here. I don't remember. I think it's kind of meant for planners, but whatever. It says all these like boss lady things. So I do end up using that boss lady as the title. So I've got this photograph that I matted on like a black and white. I don't know, those little, they're not really stars, but I guess they're kind of little stars. And then I took a vertical strip of like a stripe there and put that on top of the yellow polka dot as a photo map there. I'm going to trim that yellow piece here up underneath. I don't do this very often. I don't know where, maybe do it this time if I'm honest. I just was going, I don't know how tall I want it to be, so I'll just start cutting. And here's where I'll trim that little vertical piece there. Like I said, I do have a sketch. And I think what my thought was, I knew the multimedia was going to go somewhere, and I was like, okay, I'll make this kind of match where that's going to go. So um, I have this glimmer mist. It's old. It's from the Tattered Angel stuff. And I'll use that in a minute. And I try the packaging technique, and y'all, again, it just didn't turn out right. But in the meantime, I'm taking this horizontal blue flower paper. Honestly, I probably should have left that longer. Maybe that's part of my issue with these stars. I should have left that a little bit longer to help, um, I don't use the word hide the stars, but kind of, I guess kind of hide the stars a little bit. Here's where I decided to ink the edges of the paper with the gray distress ink here, the oxide. It's interesting. I don't usually glue stuff down and then start um, inking. I think I was doing it and then I thought, oh, that doesn't really, it's still not separated enough. Again, I think these stars, although I really like the paper, I think it kind of messed with my brain a little bit. Um, and then even the photo, though, if I'm honest, is a little bit busy, right? Because you can see all the machines and there's the weights and it's a little busy. This whole thing is a little bit busy, a little bit chaotic. Not really my intention, but it is what it is. I did bring this black in. I thought that toned it down a little bit. Um, I'm kind of sec. I don't believe it was in the sketch. If I'm honest, I think the sketch had a different shape or something, maybe a circle or whatever up there. Actually, maybe I don't end up using it. Well, that's just sad. I don't know. And then I think that I would put like a horizontal, and then I changed my mind. I end up having to stop it and start the camera quite a bit on this layout. I think I want to say my husband must have come home or something, and he always requires a little bit of attention. He comes home from work and he wants to chit chat or whatever. So here's where I've already done this packaging technique. And that lower part down there, I was trying to put it on there, and it wouldn't spread really. And so when I went to lay it down, it just all mushed into the same spot. The upper left turned out well, but that's the second part that I had done. So I guess I'd used up most of the inky stuff. But it is this pretty kind of turquoise shimmery piece. And in my head, I'm thinking, okay, you know what? I'll just end up covering up some of that anyway with some kind of embellishment. So, and it's okay. It turns out okay, but it was not what I intended, and I was a little bit sad. So I had this Vicky Bouton ephemera pack. It seems like it was a little bit travel themed. As I recall, it had like a airplane and it had like a bicycle and different kind of things in it. And it did have these shoes. Um, and honestly, the funny thing is the shoes are, my daughter wears these like flat Converse shoes when she does her legs. So it's funny. She has shoes for leg day and she has shoes for upper arm day. I don't change shoes for that. If anything, mine tend to match my outfit. But in this case, I had such a big spilled mess there. I just, um, I needed to do something to kind of try to cover up some of that spilled mess. And that shoe die cut was a little bit large. So I thought, okay, I'll just use these shoes. They look like tennis shoes that you might wear to the gym. And the color went. So that's kind of why they're there. The funny thing is, when I did post this on a little Facebook group, those shoes got more positive comments than the layout as a whole, which, again, you can't win them all, right? I mean, some layouts just don't turn out the way you want them to, and that's okay. At the end of the day, it's just about myself working out, and I kind of journal about how lifting weights makes me feel, kind of healthy and strong. And um, I actually started a weight loss journey last October. This is now August, I guess, that I'm recording this, and as of right now, I've lost like 40 pounds. So I still have probably like 20 to go, but I definitely feel healthier and stronger, and I can move around better. So it makes me feel good. Oh, there's my ATG acting the fool. So I do have this, you kind of see that it's one photo. It's in the center. I have layers, some vertical, a little bit of horizontal there. I've created that little cluster in the upper left with the black and the yellow paper. I believe I do. There's another sticker that I find. It's on that sticker sheet there. There it is. You can kind of see it now. I've stuck the little round sticker. I think it says Boss Babe or something on it, just to create another little layer in that upper left corner. And now I'm going through these little words on my, this says stamp market, I guess it is. I don't know if I guess this came in the kit. It did. And actually, there's another layout that I've posted right before this one. So this layout I actually did before the layout I posted last. And in that, if you've watched that video, you saw me struggle with these labels here. I stuck that label down there, and you can see a whole little set of those over there. And I ruined almost every one of them with my pen, which is truly unfortunate, but it's okay. In this case, I think I'm taking and putting a word phrase on top of it instead of trying to write on it. So this turned out much more successfully. So now I'm trying to find a home for these shoes. I'm going to use my little fun foam, the adhesives on the back of it, and I'm going to trim that down just a little to fit on the back of these shoes. Well, I don't know if I can trim anymore. It fits nicely. Um, Colors are irrelevant, obviously, because it's just going on top. And I lay that there. It covers up most of that spilled mess, so you can still kind of see the shine out from underneath it, but it's not such a spilled mess. All right, so now I'm kind of poking around looking for little pieces of things, right? I got to decorate it. I didn't really have a plan. I need to start doing a better job planning, I think. I see some people that do a really good job with page kits, and they'll pull out just a handful of little embellishments that they already know. Um, and me, I usually just pull the whole dang kit and just figure I'll find something. I'm looking at these little stamp things, but again, it's travel themed, so it didn't really make sense. And if I'm honest, that little paper airplane that I stuck right there, that absolutely makes no sense. Um, doesn't really go with the theme of the layout, but honestly, I just liked it. I thought it was kind of cool. It created a little bit of visual interest. It created a little bit of your eye kind of goes and then comes back up toward me. I'm using it a little bit, I guess, like an arrow, kind of, pointing at me. So again, it doesn't really have anything to do with working out, but I thought it was kind of neat how it comes off the shoe and then, swirls around and then kind of points back at the photograph. So I'm going to use my art glitter glue because it is a little bit thin. Um, and then do I put fun foam underneath that? I thought about it. I don't know that I do. Maybe I do though, because I think I kind of wanted it to lift up. We'll see. As usual, I can't remember what I did. I think about things that I might want to do. Yeah, I did. Okay. I think about things that I might want to do, and then I go, I don't know if I actually did it. It's it's one of those mental games where you a fake memory, maybe. I don't know. I'm sure some psychologist could actually tell me. Okay, so now I've pulled out my binder that has like all my die cuts and whatnot, and looking for some things that are in this color family, this kind of tealish or turquoisey kind of color family. And I find this little sticker that was from an I Am Simple Stories kit, and it says I Am Enough, which I really like that. I thought that was kind of cool. And I thumbed through that book just a little bit. I don't know. Yeah, I guess I find this label here to put a little journaling on. I kept thinking maybe on the right-hand side, but it didn't look right. I kind of wished, I don't know, it's funny. It's like I'm looking at the video and I go, the color, it would have definitely helped with the stars, tone it down just a little bit, but I ended up putting it up there. And it is a sticker, so I think once I stuck it, it's kind of stuck a little bit. Yeah, not too bad. Um, but I do write it up there. This is where I do put my little bit of journaling. I'm still thinking about it, right? I'm still thinking about it. Do I want to put it on the right hand side? Like I said, I kind of like there because it does tone down the stars, but I didn't really want my journaling long ways like that. That would have mm, just decided I didn't want to do that. Here I am just looking at it, looking at it, looking at it. Do I put it on the right? Do I put it on the left? Do I put it on the up in the top? I should have probably cut all this thinking out. But at the same time, that's part of the joy of seeing a process video, right? Is having the insight into somebody's thinking. So I have that boss lady as my title. Um, oh, this is where I decided I'm going to put a little bit of phone tape underneath the I am enough here. I'd want a little more dimension. I think because the shoes were kind of popped up and the, just kind of, now that I'm thinking about it, I probably should have had a little more dimension at the top because all the dimensions at the bottom. That's all right. Then I think, now I think I'm almost, going to be done with this. Like I said, I think that multimedia really set me off. And I thought about enamel dots, and maybe that's where I run off to, but yeah, so here's where I have some stars. I do put the stars on here. More stars. I guess there's not enough, right? The whole sheet of paper has stars on it, but I had these gold stars, these gold little enamel stars. That actually came in I got it at Tuesday morning, and it was some kind of like invitation kit or something. Like there was a bunch of little um, cards. They weren't really invitations. Like it didn't say it was an invitation, but it was like a little kit of, it had some enamel dots or shapes or whatever, and then it had these little cards. And then I want to say I found 3 sets that day. There was like a gold family, then there was like a little um, light turquoisey family of colors, and then I feel like there was 2 or 3, and one of them even had like a banner, like you might make like a little triangle party banner type things. But I've used them mostly for those little dots that were in there because they were pretty cheap. So I've written my journaling up there, and I'm going to show you up close. There's the little sticker I pulled off there, Boss Babe, my journaling title and all that good stuff. Again, I'm not certain I love this layout, but I think it's okay. It's okay. It goes in the album, right? It's about me. Thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Spending 12 minutes of your day. Y'all have a good one. Bye bye.